Hello YouTube, and welcome to my review of the in-action offshoot, Lancelot, from the series Code Geass. Now Lancelot is piloted by Suzaku Kururugi in the first season of the show, and it is a 7th generation Knightmare frame, which when it first appears it is completely dominant. It can destroy any other Knightmare frame with little to no effort. Partly because Suzaku is a really good pilot, and partly because it's just so much better. So, let's go ahead and get into this review. For head articulation, his head can rotate 360 degrees. It can lean to the side a little bit. Goes that far down, that far up, and he does have some pretty good detail in there. For torso articulation, he has a joint up in there and then the joint right here, and the joint up in there doesn't really do much, so most of the articulation in this section is going to be coming from the lower one. But he can go about that far. He could probably do a 360, but I'm kind of forcing it just going this far. So he can lean down a little bit, lean back a little bit, and go side to side a little bit. And he also has the little sensors that pop out of the chest. Right here. Don't really have fingernails, so it's kind of hard for me to get to them, but those can pop out just a little bit, and then they just close right back in. For arm articulation, the arm can rotate 360 degrees. It's on a ball joint, so it can wiggle around. The shoulder pad is a separate piece, and there's a little bit of armor separation right there, so that's pretty cool. Now the arm goes about that high. If you force it any further, then the arm will pop off like so, but it's easy just to pop it right back on. The arm can rotate 360 degrees below the shoulder. The elbow is double jointed, so it gets a decent bend. The hand is on a ball joint, so it can rotate 360 degrees and wiggle around. For leg articulation, Lancelot can bring his leg forward that far and the same amount back. The slash harken right here can rotate 360 degrees and be pulled off because it's on a simple peg. His legs can go that far apart with the slash harkens the way they are. However, if you rotate them, then he goes that far. He has a single jointed knee, but gets pretty good range. The foot is on a ball joint in there, and it's also on a hinge down at the foot, and you get slight rotation. It's actually extremely hindered by his armor right here, so you don't get much side to side movement whenever it's actually in the armor, but if you bring it down, then you kind of do. But most people are going to have it like this, and it's not really going to move at all. But luckily you don't need to have flat feet, because he has these wheels right here, and they are on ball joints, so they can wiggle all around, rotate 360 degrees, and they will give him pretty good balance. For accessories, starting off with the hands, the Lancelot comes with a pair of fists, a pair of sword holding hands, a pair of gun holding hands, a pair of open palm hands, and a pair of splayed open hands. He comes with two of these. It's basically a sword in a sheath, and they are attached to his backpack via a peg and hole. Just put it on there. Do the other one while we're at it. Right there. And these are not actual swords in here. It's basically just the handle. You do not get deactivated swords, unfortunately, but whatever. And you get two activated swords. Has a nice flat red blade. Then you have his Varus rifle. This is the normal condensed mode, and you can pull this off the end right here to put on the activated mode, and you just I had it right the first time. You just plug it in there, boom, and there you go. That's the Varus rifle in the activated mode, nicely painted. And he comes with one slash Harken. I wish he came with all four, but one is pretty good. And this is a flexible wire, so you can position it however you want. Final thoughts. The in-action Offshoot Lancelot is a pretty decent figure, but it is held back by a few things. One, the lack of slash Harkens. It could have used two for the legs and another one for the other arm. And while it is show accurate, I really wish they could have done something with the armor in the front of the legs. A little hinge right there to make that bottom piece flap up and down would have greatly increased his leg articulation, and in my opinion would have made this figure overall much better. Now, as far as the other things, he comes with plenty of hands to do all his poses. He comes with nice looking swords. The Varus rifle is especially cool looking in the open form. It is a little weird not having full swords inside the holders on his back, but you're not going to see the blades anyway, so it doesn't really matter. The paint apps are pretty darn good. There are a few scrapes and scratches here and there, but that's to be expected with any production figure. But overall, it's a good figure, but held back by a few things. Do I recommend it? I recommend it to fans of the original Lancelot, but Robot Damacy has done a really good Lancelot Albion, and I would definitely recommend that one. But unless you're a huge fan of the original Lancelot, then I would say pass on this. Now, I got this guy from Amazon for $25 a few months ago, and I don't really regret it. For that price, it's a pretty decent figure. So with that, I'll see you with the next review.